This is Justin Bradford of Penalty Box Radio, and for the second time in just a few weeks, the Nashville Predators have forced another Game 7 with a 4-3 overtime victory over the San Jose Sharks. Here with Jeremy K. Gover, the Nashville Predators Radio Network. Jeremy, just overall, thoughts on that win in overtime? Again, just the resiliency of this group.
Well, you knew San Jose was going to come out flying, right? Because they knew what was on the line. They knew that a trip to the Western Conference Finals for them was on the line. And the Predators saw their best. They came out and 2-0. They went up 2-0, and that's when the Predators really kicked it into gear. You hate that it took them 2 goals to kick it into gear, but at the same time, you love the fact that they're resilient, that they came back from that deficit and didn't just pack it in. That they said, okay, look, I know we have 2 games to go here, but let's just tackle 1 game at a time and force a Game 7, and that's exactly what they did.
You absolutely saw that with the performance. As soon as Roman Josi finally netted his first of the playoffs, the Predators kicked it into gear and controlled the entirety of the game.
You know what? We felt like we were playing good, and we didn't have a good start. They jumped us early, and obviously we went 2-0. But ever since then, we felt good about our game. We could come back at any time. We've done it numerous times in the series, and come overtime, we felt good about our second, third period, and the way we were playing and skating. And, it was obviously a great play in overtime.
We say whatever you want about the call. I guess we disagreed with it a little bit, but that's part of the game, and we just felt that that wasn't going to beat us from the way we were playing. It wasn't over, and the composure on our bench and with the guys was great, and just sticking to what we were doing out there, and huge goal by Willie, what a pass by Naylor over to him. So you need guys stepping up, and that was a huge play for our group.
A player who's obviously been outstanding this entire playoffs is goaltender Pekka Rinne. He's been absolutely dominant in this playoff series and through the playoffs in general. He's kept his team in games that they probably should not have been in before as well. But he did have one stumble which led to a San Jose goal. But the team really did bounce back after that.
The first 2 goals of the game were not his fault. The third goal of the game, however, he went to lay a stick on Pavelski or somebody in front, and when he came out to kind of shove him, and the next thing you know, the skater moved, he fell, and there's an empty net, and Burns buried it. So, I mean, you hate that would have been the game-winning goal and the series-winning goal, but the Predators really bailed out their goaltender tonight.
They absolutely did, and the Predator to bail out his goaltender, Colin Wilson, on a 7-game point streak, a personal and obviously franchise record for Colin Wilson, getting a goal to tie the game to force it into overtime.
I was pretty upset after that goal for myself. I mean, I slipped, and they took advantage of it, and it was. But I mean, our response was unbelievable. The end of the third period, we just dominated and created a lot of chances, and huge goal by Willie and nice setup by Naylor. But that was such a big goal to tie it up, and especially after giving up that third goal.
We're gonna really enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, all season and into this playoff run, I mean, we really have a belief in our team that we can beat anybody. When we're playing the way that we played in the second and third period there. So I mean, we have the personnel, we have a lot of skill and talent and work ethic, and I think it's a pretty good mix.
Prior to Monday night's game, Peter Laviolette did adjust his lines, putting Viktor Arvidsson on the first line with Ryan Johansen and Philip Forsberg. Obviously, speed, tenacity, a huge part of Viktor Arvidsson's game, always buzzing everywhere, willing to shoot the puck. And he gets the game winner off a silky backhand.
The backhand shot was amazing, but if you go back and look at the replay, it was his only shot. I mean, he takes the puck in the zone, carries in the zone. He's got a defenseman right in front of him. He does not have the room to cut back, get it on the forehand and whip a shot, or cut back on the forehand and get a pass off. He just doesn't have room for it. He has to shoot on the backhand, and of course, that's exactly what he does, and he puts it in exactly the right spot.
Of course, it feels good. I have a lot of chances and haven't buried them, and I managed to bury this, so it was really nice.
He's a terrible soccer player, but other than that, he's one of the hardest working guys I've ever seen, I guess. And he just goes out there and works hard every shift, and he skates and he battles, and it's impressive how hard he works.
RV, where everybody didn't play the game that I think we're capable of in Game 5, and you address things and you meet with the players, there's usually a good response. And I think we just had a feeling that Arvie was going to be a guy that would be a non-stop worker out there and use his speed to try and get in on the forecheck or make things happen. And it was just great for him. He's such a fun player to watch. He got some speed behind him in the neutral zone. He was able to turn it over and get an angle to get a shot off. It was a great shot. But it was just, I think more than anything, just trying to get more people involved.
What's obviously been tremendous. National media's talked about it. Everyone's talked about it. Even visiting teams have talked about it, and their coaches. The Nashville Predator fan base and what they're able to do. This raucous crowd at Bridgestone Arena. Obviously, the team feeds off it. The players and coaches talk about how they feed off of it, and everyone talks about how this fan base continues to push their team and will their team to victory.
And I think we saw a lot of that tonight. Actually, we saw a lot of that in the form of the Predators had allowed 2 straight goals. They went out 2-0, and the fans didn't wait for anything to happen. They took the bull by the horns themselves and made sure the Predators knew that they supported them and that they were behind them, and that regardless of what happened, they were fans of theirs. So that was really great to see, because usually, especially in the regular season, I'm not taking anything away from the crowds by any means, but in the regular season, sometimes you get into that lull, like, well, give us something to cheer about, and there wasn't any of that in the playoffs. The fans took it upon themselves to make sure that their presence was felt tonight.
And another major part is that with this victory, the Predators will get 2 days off for the first time since the playoffs began. They've gone every other day since the middle of April. They've traveled close to 15,000 miles. It finally will take Tuesday off, practice Wednesday, then fly out to San Jose.
I think everybody's happy about an extra day, and we've been playing a lot of hockey in a short time, and obviously playoff hockey, it's hard on your body, so it's definitely good for us to get some rest.
We got really good leadership in the room. I've said that all along, you know that, and ultimately those are the guys that pull the rope. And when you're down like that, it was a little bit frustrating. We were a little slow getting off the mark. They got a redirect, and then a rebound goal, and able to jump up 2-0. You never know what's going to happen at that point. I think that goal at 5 minutes or so to go in the first period was really important, and it injected some life into us. I got to tell you that the fans tonight were just incredible. The building was unbelievable, and when you come down from elimination games last round and this round, and you have a building like we do, it's the energy that we draw from that and we pull from that is, I can't even tell you how important that is for our group. So it was a great environment. Our guys, I think after that we came out in the second period, we really put our foot on the gas pedal.
Game 7 will be Thursday night, kind of throwing off the schedule here, as the Predators have been used to playing Friday, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Monday, but now we'll play a Game 7 on Thursday night in San Jose. What are the keys to victory?
Well, we want to thank Selena Gomez for that. She is the reason that the Predators and Sharks are waiting till Thursday to play their Game 7 as opposed to Wednesday night. So the Predators and the Sharks are going to give St. Louis and Dallas the Game 7 stage on Wednesday night, and then they're going to take it on Thursday. But I think the keys to the game are, and I asked Roman Josi about this after the game, I said, do you have to play like this, like the way you did tonight, in order to be successful against, regardless of the team, but especially San Jose? And his emphatic answer was yes, but for 60 minutes, because he knew that the first 10, 15 minutes or so was not their best.
And there you have it, folks. Second time in history, the Predators force a Game 7, a 4-3 victory against San Jose. This is Justin Bradford, Penalty Box Radio. Jeremy K. Gover, Nashville Predators Radio Network. Thanks for tuning in.